esteemed viewers, nothing gives us credence and credibility in the public space more than the state of the nation. Or we lend in our voices. Our talk reflects our opinion, and our opinions are choices, and our choices determine who we are as people. Excellent afternoon again, and of course, I'm never here alone. I'm with my exciting, opinionated co-host, but I remain Kike. How you doing, Masha? My husband. Happy birthday once again, and I'm so sorry. Apologies that we had to miss your birthday. But you know what? And we're going to create time after the show.
Report yourself.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I was just going to say that I love TV. You know, the way it's a different life. You know, Kike was just in and out, and I came in and she was, this script is not that. I said, but the moment they said, you're live, she goes, smiles, and I love TV. And I just ran into the studio, got my chair, got my mic. Man, guys, we're doing all of this for you guys. We're doing all of this for you, just to be here to give you the information, all the facts, all the sides, all about you. It's Real Talk with Kike, and this is the place where conversations are real. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoyen. Just in case you're wondering who the delectable, chocolatey, ebony beauty lady is.
I actually love being the Barbie in the group, because when the both of you are blowing your gasket, actually, I'm corseting myself so everything is elevated, so do not allow things to fall apart. Because you want to tell everybody what I'm doing within, huh? Welcome to the show. You know, conversations here are always real, and that means we'll bring you the best of infotainment here in Lagos. Welcome to the show.
It's October 26th, and Nigeria is about to tell us what happened on this day in history. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
On this day in history, October 26, 1992, exactly 29 years ago, a Nigerian Air Force Lockheed C-130H Hercules crashed 3 minutes after takeoff from Lagos, Nigeria. All 159 people on board were killed, including 8 foreign nationals. The aircraft was taken off at high weight and 3 engines failed. The aircraft serial number was 911. Some reports claimed there were 163 on board, others 174 or even 200, including some unidentified civilians and possible military personnel who hitched a ride. In any case, a total 151 Nigerians, 5 Ghanaians, 1 Tanzanian, 1 Zimbabwean, and 1 Uganda military officer were confirmed to have died.
Right, exactly 29 years ago, 159 people passed on. It's so sad, you know, and I think, Masha, what's your take before I put in my submission?
Yeah, you know, on this day in history, we've done one on a plane crash before, and we're talking about how the aviation industry. I wouldn't say that it's now improved or any of sort, but truth of the matter, truth be told, we have we're seeing a decline in the space of air mishaps. You know, it's a good thing. I just came back from Abuja recently, and it wasn't a funny experience at all. I don't want to call out the airline, because it's a friend of the house, a friend of Kike's, you know. You already know when I say friend of Kike. But anyway, I called Kike up. Okay, when she called me, I told her, look, I was just going to go on social media to lambast this your friend. But for respect and honor to you, I wouldn't. By and large, it's not funny for us. It wasn't funny in the days when we had 1-2 plane crashes here and there. These days, we can either sigh of relief and say those mishaps days are gone. Probably nipped in the bud. Just an improvement is what we require for the air traffic.
I actually think that we really need to, up our game with our maintenance culture in the country. You know, the fact that we're used to buying second-hand everything doesn't mean that we should just let everything go to rot. We're talking about the lives of people here, and aircrafts are things that we really should take care, over and above. We should do a little more to secure the lives of the people. I hardly fly local, except it's absolutely important, because I'm always scared of the flight. I'd been in a plane that was rattling. I spoke in tongues till I got to Abuja. So we really, really need to step our maintenance game up, And why can't we even buy new? Yeah, if we can afford it as a people, instead of, buying planes that have become obsolete somewhere, we now come, revamp it, and everybody starts to use it. Yeah.
All right, I think that's what airplanes have been doing. They've been buying a lot of new airplanes. And you must agree with him on that. You know what? I think I need to hold my submission on this segment. On the 5th day of February 2021, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, instructed banks and other financial institutions to restrain or refrain from dealing with cryptocurrency, and that's a digital currency, and also facilitating payment for cryptocurrency exchanges. And with this, various cryptocurrency companies were frustrated out of the Nigerian market, and the growth of other digital came to a halt. And as of yesterday, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari unveiled the country's digital currency, also known as the E-NAIRA, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. And on the show today, we will be discussing the E-NAIRA, what it means for Nigerians, what impact this will have on our financial and economic space, amongst other things. And to discuss this with us is a digital expert who is a banker on the show. All right, many thanks, Daniel, for being on the show today. And I must say that you look younger in person, in physical, than your picture, but you know what? That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's just go straight to the point, because I know that we are running out of time. I think the e-currency is here to stay. And I must ask you, how is E-NAIRA different from the cryptocurrency? How will E-NAIRA, operate in the banking practice in Nigeria?
Okay. Good afternoon, guys, and good afternoon to the viewers. Yes, there has been different understanding from different people about the cryptocurrency and the digital currency. So I will start with the cryptocurrency.
Okay.
The cryptocurrency is a currency that is issued by some unknown or private enterprises,
Okay.
not backed by any value. So it's as simple as Daniel, I can create my own cryptocurrency and I start trading it. It's very, very susceptible to volatility. There's no stability. But digital currency is just a very simple way of converting the physical currency into an electronic currency, and issued by a central bank or a government parastatal, and is usually backed by all the policies and the value of the organization or the government agencies. So in this case, the E-NAIRA is issued by central bank, is backed by Naira. So for every one E-NAIRA that is issued, there is a 1 Naira value that is backing it up. So the same value you have on your physical Naira is the same value you have on your one E-NAIRA. So it's actually the same thing. The only difference is the technology.
No, before I go, listening to you,
don't bring me out.
The governor of CBN, Godwin Emefiele, said that it will have the power of 100 for 100. I think 100 for 100 to strengthen our currency value. Listening to you, I don't understand. If I can be long, explain to us, how does this work?
Okay. Let me explain how it works. First, before I explain the 100 to 100 value and strengthening of the currency.
Yes.
So this is how it works. For example, the normal currency, the Naira one, you have a paper note you are holding and you take to the market.
Yes.
And you can use that to transact, and it has value.
Mm-hmm.
But here, you have the same value, but it's a digital currency. It's very similar to what we have today. You can have 1 million Naira in your account and you will never see the cash. I transfer to your bank account, you transfer to my bank account. But the difference in this one is that there has been an innovation in terms of the transformation of that money from the physical currency to an electronic value, whereby there are some characteristics that we built with it. It's traceable. So when I give you one one e-NAIRA, I can tell you that this one e-NAIRA can only be accepted in a grocery store. You can't spend it somewhere else. I can tell you that this 10 e-NAIRA can only be used in an hospital.
Okay.
So now you have now brought innovation into currency. So if you look at the evolution of currency from 17 whatever, starting from the batter to the shillings to etc. before it gets to real currency. So there has been a lot of innovation and involvement from the original currency to where we are today. So the next technology, the next evolution is digital currency. And when the governor said is 100, power of 100 is to 100 gives you more value, it just means that 100 naira in the real naira is the same thing as 100 naira in e-NAIRA. However, I will give you a very good example. 100, if you look at the cost of minting in 2019, Nigeria spent over 79 billion naira to mint, to print cash.
Sure.
Here, we are going to save a lot of money with digital currency. So your 100 naira value of probably the 100 naira that was made 5 years ago, they might have made it 3, 4, 5 times. But if you make one digital currency, it remains forever. So that cost is saved. You don't have to keep minting or printing new notes, and those are where the values come in. So from cost perspective, you are saving costs. And from durability perspective, your one e-NAIRA remains the same one e-NAIRA for the next, as long as Nigeria exists. However, there is no potential counterfeit e-currency. But you can say today we have over 1 trillion naira in the economy. Out of it, maybe 100 billion is counterfeit notes. It's possible, and it will never come to banking sector. But here, you won't have a counterfeit currency.
Listen to you, Mr. Awe. If it's not that I'm a bit educated, I would find this thoroughly confusing. And I'm thinking in my head, which I understand the way you have, explained and enumerated your points. What's cashless society? Is that not where we are at the moment? So turning everything to digital is just for, maybe I should use common parlance, just for a fizzy.
Yeah, BB Niger coins.
Yes, BB Niger coins. Yes. Because I'm wondering, what's the impact on the economy? What good is it going to do?
They're saving money.
Saving printing money. If I want to go back to my annoyance, I remember the amount of hula baloo they made about making coins. Like we were going to be able to use them. Now you're moving to digital currency that you now have to take a lot of explanation to explain to the common man on the street. We that are educated are confused. What do you think is going to happen to the woman in the market? How is she going to understand e-NAIRA and the difference and the workability of it? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's just Naira still, but it's just digital. So
okay.
What's it?
Okay, you will agree with me. Yes, it might sound a bit technical at the formative phase, which is normal. I mean, I remember those days when we were moving into electronic payments. I thought it was never going to be successful, and of course, it took a bit of time. And now you will see the common man having his mobile app, using USSD, etc. So this is an emerging technology. I think we are probably the 5th country in the world, or the 6th, to have implemented digital currency. However, you have over 100 countries trying it out at the moment, in research stage, in different phases. So when you look at electronic payment, you can see that the electronic payment is driven by physical cash. And like I said earlier on, the possibility of you having counterfeit notes is very high. And you know, one of the major responsibilities of central bank is financial stability. And the easier you can have full visibility into the currency in circulation, the best for you. Because when you have visibility, you can estimate what the tax will be, you can trace cash. Now, electronic payment, we thought it was going to reduce fraud. It's still not reducing fraud. But with digital currency, there has been a lot of technology built around it. It's built on blockchain. So if you kidnap today,
when you say blockchain, blockchain is like crypto.
So blockchain is a technology that crypto is built
on.
Yes.
So it's like you have a blockchain. Blockchain is a technology. So crypto is a currency that is built on blockchain.
Okay.
So you can use blockchain for so many things, not only for currency. It's used for real estate, you can use it different
True.
kinds of,
different kinds
so
of things.
it's a technology. But just to look at the way, just from a very simple way, if today CBN says we've issued out 500 million naira worth of
E-NAIRA.
E-NAIRA. So the benefit, number one, they can easily manage the economy. They can manage inflation. They can have oversight of the currency, the true currency in circulation. You see, be worried of what's going to happen in 50 years' time. You understand? Because technology will evolve. And at the end of the day, you get to the point that you are never going to need physical cash again. So it's just a preparation. Probably today, it looks too early. I'm sure in the next few months, next few years, you will now start seeing the benefit. You understand?
Mr. Awe, I'm just going to be a little bit. I wouldn't try. I am thinking already. I'm confused already. I'm thinking already. I might confuse you because you're already confusing me. But I like your suit, by the way. Did you obtain that with eNaira? That's just by the way. Anyway,
Nice one.
I'm just wondering. Fine suit, really.
Thank you.
I don't have a problem with innovation. You yourself just said there's been a whole lot of innovation from where we came from, the batter, the shillings, the other one,
Gold,
you know, and all of that. Innovations, you said. You left out cryptocurrency. You went to eNaira now. I don't have a problem with innovation, but what I have a problem with is doing away with one form of innovation and trying to impose another form of information that is not globally accepted. You yourself then said, even the eNaira thing, the digital currency thing, quite either 5 or 6 countries are trying it out. How many countries are successful with cryptocurrency? Tell me the sense in your country or your government, you know, putting a ban on cryptocurrency and then telling you to go with eNaira. Tell me the innovation in it. Even the vice president had come up to say, look, he doesn't think that, you know, a total ban or restriction to use of cryptocurrency is the way to go. Some sort of regulation will be the way to go. A few of us have cryptocurrency that we can't even gain access to. Just the other day, yesterday, I was trying to buy some cryptocurrency and I was just scared because I didn't remember if I was still allowed to go from my card to the app. You know, so what's the difference? What's the sense rather in banning cryptocurrency and then giving me eNaira?
Okay, cryptocurrency. The major risk in cryptocurrency is the high volatility.
What are other countries doing?
So, well, other countries probably, if you look at other countries, no country has actually accepted cryptocurrency as an official means of a transaction. But if you want to compare Nigeria,
but in the economic space, is cryptocurrency, how is cryptocurrency thriving over fiat? Tell me.
So if you want to compare, you know, we're in a different climate. This is Nigeria. And if you look at our economic standard in Nigeria versus an economic standard in the US, an average person, if you lose your money in the US, there is a support structure to support you. But here, a lot of people are going into crypto, not for one reason, because of the gain in value. They want to trade. That's number one. Number two, our economy is based on a lot of factors, which we have to also put into consideration. There's a lot of pressure on dollars. The major conversion to crypto today is dollars, either dollars or euro. So for a country where we're managing our foreign exchange, we have to be very mindful of things that impact on our foreign exchange, on our reserve. So if you look at the flow of money out of the country via cryptocurrency is impacting on FX. So there are so many things, there are so many factors. The risk of people going to borrow money and put on crypto, and at the end of the day they lose the money, and it causes another crisis within the economy.
What about showing up your
Naira?
Naira?
You just said that causing another crisis in the economy, because I know that Nigerians are yet to acclimatize fully with the online, what would I call it, banking system, and some have phobia for it because of scam. I personally joined online probably 6-7 months ago. I tried everything possible to limit my banking transaction to checks, you know, and not doing any e-transfer and the likes and all of that. So I must ask you, how does the CBN expect us, people like us, to work with eNaira, a currency that is not physical?
So let me tell you the major advantage. If you have eNaira, and let's assume it was stolen, it can be traced back to you. That's the beauty.
My transfer, if I do transfer to you, if
Can't it be
it
traced?
can be traced back to you or me or anybody now.
Let him land. Let him
So
go ahead.
I'll come back to that. But
Yeah.
today, there's a traceability in eNaira. So if I issue this currency, I can easily tell you that this currency, this is the origination of this currency. And it has moved from here to here to here to here. I can trace it all the way back. That's number one. But number two, if you look at the online platform today, which is also traceable as well, to be honest, because we have BVN, we have
NIN.
we have
NIN.
NIN, but you know we have an issue with identity in Nigeria. So you still have institutions where people still round.
Oh, cut that crap. Even with the eNaira, you will still have issues with identity.
Introduction of the eNaira into the Nigerian financial system, we have been having real talk around what it means for Nigerians and all the likely challenges Nigerians may be facing with the eNaira usage. Let me put it like that. I don't know what to say right now, but again, I must thank all those who are just joining us now. And please don't forget that you can be part of this conversation by joining our studio number 080-988 77400 showing on your screen right now. And of course, we are live on YouTube page, on Silverbird platform, on Facebook, and also on YouTube. And of course, we're also live on Real Talk Kike's Facebook page. And I think that with what you said earlier, because I know that you were going to talk about the NIN, and I must ask you, CBN hit back at cryptocurrency in February, and they put a stop to it because of, I think, fraud, money laundering, kidnapping, all this ransom that was ongoing at the moment that became a challenge to us in terms of how we're living our lives. So I must ask you, how will eNaira escape all these challenges that I just mentioned? Because I don't see the difference in it.
Okay, well, cryptocurrency today, you don't need your NIN, you don't need your BVN to trade on crypto. I mean, you can get on crypto as anonymous and do your transaction. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows who you are transacting for. But eNaira is within a framework, which is governed within using NIN, BVN, all the identity that we have been able to. If you look at Nigeria, let's give it a plus. I think we've started from zero and we're in a level where at least there's a level of identity today. And all those things are the characteristics that is required for you to even onboard yourself. If you don't have NIN, if you don't have BVN, you can't even get on eNaira. Yeah, on the eNaira platform. So when you get on the platform with all your credentials, and these are credentials you can't change. You can't change your NIN, you can't change your BVN, you can't change your biometrics, and whatever you do, it can be traced. And the reason why it can be traced is for those who want to go into fraudulent activities, those who want to. I mean, if you are doing genuine transaction, nobody needs to trace who you are. I mean, you understand. And the overall beneficiary of this is that if you look at the social opportunity in the Western world. Today, if they want to give every Nigerian 5,000 naira, if you are not working, if they want to give you money, there is no way. You understand? So these are the easiest way to identify who you are, know who you are, know whether you are still alive or you are whatever it is. And it makes this easier. That's number one. Then today, a lot of people are transacting. Even government cannot even say this is the amount we have in circulation. So if you look at it, I think all those things put together makes it unique in terms of who you are and the people who are on the platform.
Yeah, I read an article and I wanted to ask, it says something about the eNaira is also expected to increase cross-border trade, which would have a positive impact on the Nigerian economy. How does this increase cross-border trade? Because I want to know if eNaira can be converted to another currency.
So if you look at cross-border trade today, one of the major obstacles is getting the right framework and the regulatory coming in there. But when a CBN has come up with a digital currency, it is easier for the same CBN to take out all the stumbling blocks. And this is technology, and also partner with other central banks and have a framework and also a platform that makes currency exchange easier. So when we say cross-border transaction, it doesn't have to be Naira and dollars alone. There's a lot of corridors: Nigeria, Kenya, Nigeria, Mozambique, Nigeria, Cameroon, etc. All of them. So it makes it easier to say, okay, I have a digital currency on blockchain. You have your own currency on blockchain. Then all of us will now be able to. The same way you have crypto, the crypto experts today, you are moving crypto from all over the world, and in the split of seconds, it is there. You understand? For those who understand crypto, you have exchange in this place, you have exchange there. I'm transferring crypto to you in 2 seconds, you get it. And those is based on technology. So it's no more cash. But today, for me to do cross-border transaction, I need correspondent banking. I need to have these accounts. I need all this reconciliation. But with technology, it is easier to move the currency from here in a split of a second. Exchange is done. Conversion is done. You get value.
I have 1,000,001 questions, but God help me, seriously. So we had somebody come up some time ago and said, look, we've money for the poorest of the poor, and the federal government approved, and they said, look, in 2 days we've distributed 20 billion naira. Then here you are, seated here on the Real Talk with Kike show, telling me with this E-NAIRA now, it will be, if Nigeria wants to distribute money to all Nigeria, there is no way we can do it. Are you not trying to tell me that with E-NAIRA now, that person who was placed in charge of the 20 billion that was distributed to the poorest of the poor in 2 days, with E-NAIRA now, we can do it to the poorest of the poor? That's my number one question. Kike, you allow me to take a second question after this, please. Number one question, please answer that.
Well, maybe I don't have the information of who distributed 20 billion naira within 2 days. But with eNaira, I think you can do that in a minute. To the poorest of the poor. That's so far they're on the platform. On the platform. Yeah. So it also improves financial inclusion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, number two is, you did say you lamented the fact that everything is benchmarked on the value of the dollar. So much pressure on the dollar and all of that. And like the president said, 100 for 100 E-NAIRA. Now, there's so much pressure as well on the Naira, because we are advocating that, look, why not show up the Naira? Find a way to show up the Naira. Is the value of, because transborder, Lolo just asked about transborder economic advantage. You say, yes, it would have an advantage on our transborder. Would the Naira not, the E-NAIRA not be the same value? Would it be worth $1 when I'm sending to Kenya, because Kenyans don't use Naira? Wouldn't it still be the same value Naira?
Because operationally, you have taken out the cost. Simple as it is. So today, if you want to move 1 billion naira from Lagos, cash, to Abuja, you need bullion van, you need security, you need other stuff. So there are some operational dynamics that brings in extra cost in cross-border transaction. But with technology, you know, this digital currency is technology, to be honest. With technology, you have taken on the operational cost.
It will still be on the value of the Naira.
But the cost that will have, probably today, if you want to transfer from here to Kenya, maybe the cost of transferring would be like,
all right, apologies, I have to interrupt your line of thought. We have Coach Paul from Abia calling. Many thanks for calling. Please go straight to the point because of time. Hello.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to ask a question about this E-NAIRA, right?
Okay.
Let you tell me the advantages of E-NAIRA. Then the E-NAIRA, is it in the bank? Like, can we still use it currently in the bank now? I want you to inform me.
Did you get that?
That can they use it presently as is it operational now?
Can you work in the bank, E-NAIRA?
Yes, it's operational now.
How?
Yes. So all you have to do is download the central bank speed app, enroll yourself. You have to register.
And it's free, right?
It's free. Yes.
For how long?
For as long as you want to have it. So when you download the speed app, you enroll yourself. Then you go to your bank channels. If you're an Access Bank customer, you download the Access Bank mobile app and you transfer.
All right, let me use this opportunity to promote Access Bank, because number one, you come across as Mark Zuckerberg today. You know all the tech things that we're talking about and the like. But I must ask you, as Access Bank leads in the area of fintech and innovation online, especially when it comes to online services and all of that. So I must ask you, what are the projections of Access Bank with the future of financial system in Nigeria?
The future of Access Bank is very, very big in terms of technology and innovation, especially the fintech.
Okay.
I had a team called the African Fintech Foundry,
Okay.
and what do? We work purely with innovators, we
Okay.
work purely with startups. And when you look at this ecosystem, this is an ecosystem that struggled to get financial support. If you say you're a startup today, you go to a bank, nobody's going to give you a loan. If they give you a loan, how are you going to even make how are you going to break even with the interest rate?
Yeah.
But we are in the ecosystem. We work with startups. We get them funding. We look at their technology. We partner with them. Sometimes we need to expose customers to them for them to be successful. So when you look at this kind of strategy, in the next 10 years, the future of this country is with the innovators. I will give you a very good example. Nobody knows about Google about some 20 years, 30 years ago. Sure. But today, Google's 2019 revenue was $169 billion. That is more than our budget 4 times. That's just one country. So the future is in tech and is in technology, and that's the only way you can win. Amazon, I mean, if you look at Apple today, they have a reserve of reserve cash of over $190 billion. Our budget is $35 billion. So somebody has a reserve cash of $190 billion. That's a company. So the overall worth of Amazon is bigger than the entire GDP of Africa. So the only way we can work is to look at the future. And that's one area that Access Bank is very passionate about. And we're working closely with a lot of startups.
And I must say that your bank have been doing wonderfully well. And all of that. I think we have another caller from Benin. Raphael, many thanks for calling. What's your contribution on the topic at hand? Please go straight to the point. Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
Excellent afternoon.
Yeah, I just want to put my opinion on the E-NAIRA stuff. The Nigerian government is just, to me, it's just that means another easy means or loot. That's what they are up to.
Okay.
They are just.
Did you hear that?
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He's not so clear about the E-NAIRA stuff. He just feels it's another way to, bring up some shenanigans in the system.
Well, maybe I can make a small comment to that. I will just make a very simple example. At the beginning of my career, some 17 years back, I worked on a project when I was in my previous organization. And what was that project? How to make sure Nigerian card work on POS terminal. And I remember the first place we deployed that POS was Tasty Fried Chicken, Marina. There was no POS with GSM phone then, GSM SIM card, and we had to use a landline. But guess what? POS last year did about 4.3 trillion in transactions. I also did another project on a mobile banking some 12 years ago. And when we started the project, nobody wanted to touch mobile banking. But today, if your mobile app is down for 1 minute, you are screaming at the bank. So you need to prepare for the future today. So these things might look a little bit cloudy, but with time, you understand. It's amazing that people went to space in 1960. So before they went to space in 1960, they've done the research for so many years. And you can imagine what is going on in the tech world, all over the world. So I think for the financial sector, technology is what is driving it right now, and you just have to key into it. Either from regulatory or from the private financial sector. Everybody has to be innovative.
All right, I think this might be our last call for today, or last caller for today. We have Emmanuel from Edo State calling. Emmanuel, what's your take on the perspective at hand, on the topic at hand? What's your perspective on the topic at hand?
I just want to ask a question about to Mr. David. If this e-currency will stop this corruption case of Nigeria, that this corruption stuff in Nigeria, and also if other governments could come into power, if they will end this or not, because I know most people will say, I don't like this, I don't like that. So this is the former president's idea, but my idea is different from other people, whether they will stop it or not.
All right, thank you.
I think it's talking about continuity of government, and I think CBN has demonstrated a certain level of consistency in continuity. If you look at the payment strategy of central bank from the government of Lamido, you understand, it was sustained. if you look at the banking consolidation, I think with CBN, they have autonomy and there will always be consistency, either with new governments or with
all right, thank you so much for coming on the show today. So it's really an awesome time to have a resource person from your end, especially from Access Bank, to be on the show today to come and enlighten us with all the e-NAIRA, e-money, digital currency, and the like. I know that my co-hosts are not yet convinced, but we'll definitely bring you back. So, but before we let you go, there's a last segment of the show that we call Trending Story. This is Trending Story. This is stories that affect us all, that bind us all together as Nigerians. And I think the first trending story that caught our attention is that of the Uber driver that was assaulted, that demanded for 500 million compensation from Lagos government. And the Uber driver said he was assaulted based on the NSAS memorial protest that took place at Lekki Toll Gate. His name is Adedotun Clement, and I must ask you, what's your take on it? Lord, let me begin with you. What's your take on it?
Well, there's some things that we should never even allow to happen, because we already knew that it was a volatile time around the NSAS, protest, and the youth wanting to have their voice, and we've seen that happen. Everybody has a right to go to court if you feel that you have a claim. So I don't think anything is unreasonable, as long as he has a good legal team and they can prove to the court that he has a right. They can get that and more. They totally can.
Marshall.
Embarrassing. I feel 500 million is too small. Seriously, because if you watch the video where he was assaulted, he kept saying, I'm an Uber driver. I'm an Uber driver. And you could see the very trigger-happy, desperate policeman who took out pepper spray and mazed the guy on the face. I felt so bad. I felt like entering my phone, and I don't know when we're going to get it right. 4 people picking this guy and trying to force him into a black career. And he kept saying, I am not here for this. I am not here for this. Why couldn't somebody have listened to him? Why wasn't it possible for one of them to be humane enough to say, I think we should listen to this guy. Come, where's your car? Why are you here? Show us your ID. He said, look at he would definitely show you his car. The way they tased him, mazed him, it was red on his face. They pushed him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad. 500 million, my brother, is too small. Okay? I think you should up the ante to 2 billion. Maybe we will learn.
All right. Well, before I ask you for your submission, see, when it comes to talking about the uniform men, I'm a little bit hesitant about it.
Because your daddy is a policeman.
My father being a policeman.
So Mia, who are you?
Well, listen, that's I didn't interrupt you. Calm down. So I'm hoping that the government are watching, because the video shows how it was treated like an animal. I could see. Some people said it was blood, some people said it was sprayed, it was. And all of that. But the fact that the man in question struggled that I didn't want to be put in the black maria, and it is for me it is very backward to still see a policeman or policeman treat its people, innocent citizens, in such a manner like a criminal, like a dog. I kept on shouting that, what's all this? When I watched the video and I saw it, I was having goose pimples. I was wondering, how can such a man, be humiliated like that? And he was screaming that I'm an Uber man, check my phone, this is my phone. I don't know why we keep treating the citizens like thug, like rogue, like hoodlums. And again, when I actually saw the man, this was a man that was actually looking for how to have a ends meet, daily bread, survival. And I felt sorry for us and how we enforce the law in this country, because some of our armed men don't even know what is called discretion. Just like what Masha was saying earlier, that he just wanted one person should just use their initiative to say, okay, let's listen. And I'm sorry to say this, some of them don't even apply common sense. It's the truth. As policemen or armed men, your duty at the toll gate was just to ensure that there was a peaceful protest, and not just arrest anybody at will. And I like the way the Uber driver insisted that I would not be put in the black maria. And like I was saying that none of my family members have been put inside this thing. I will not enter inside this Black Maria. And it went up, you know, it shows to me that legally he has demanded for the damages that was caused. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that it seems as if Nigerians, we don't know our rights. And I think that the law should also make the police officer or the police officers who maltreated him, who handled him, you know, to be brought to books. Because I feel that they keep molesting people, they molested him, treated him badly, and it's simply because he refused to enter the Black Maria. And I'm asking myself, justice must be served. There's no reason why such a person should be treated like that. And that is the reason why you realize that what happened exactly 1 year ago actually still took place again. So what are we for? What exactly are we resolving? It's as good as we are sweeping everything under the carpet. Another call for me is the fact that I think that it's important for us to address the armed men, the security officers, on how to deal with civilians, you know, because I just feel that they are not polite, they are not cautious in how to deal with people. They lack manners. I'm sorry to say this, you know, it's a very sensitive thing for me, but on this platform, we say it as it is, we keep it real, because there's no reason why such uniformed men, who are supposed to be protecting life and properties, be treating the citizens like that. And if the victim was somebody that is of somebody high in the society, I'm rest assured, I'm rest assured that Daniel, that you will see them give, they'll say, "Sean, sir." They will give him all the accolades, all the respect, all the, you know, and I'm wondering, when is that going to end? You know, my technical directors are screaming, "Madam, take it easy, take it easy." So then, there is no need for you to drop your submission. That I think I've covered it for you. Let's quickly go into the second trending story. Alright guys, the second trending story that caught our attention is that of the mixed reaction as FG moves to shut, what's it called? I think internal displaced persons, the camp across the country. That's the IDPS. Marshall, what's your take on this when you saw the video?
We're talking about the rehabilitation of the Boko Haram members. And just at the time when advocates are shouting on top of their voices saying, look, why rehabilitate these murderous entities? Why rehabilitate these terrorist entities when the people they have terrorized, the people they have displaced, the people that they have negatively impacted are displaced in their camps? And in these camps, Kike, Real Talk with Kike needs to visit one of the IDPs. You need to see the foods that they give them. Someone will come and misappropriate them. The bags of rice and all of that. You need to see the appalling state of the IDPs. And just when we are advocating that things should be better for them, you then go to shut the IDPs when terrorism is still on the hike.
Daniel, let me come to you, but let me say that you are a brand. You should be careful on how you give your submission on these trending stories.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kike, and to be honest, I think as a country, we just need to improve on taking care of the vulnerables, because that is where the power of a great nation comes from. Not from those who are at the high up there, but those who are vulnerable. How are they well taken care of?
All right, many thanks for that. I think, you know, for me, when I saw this video, the first thing that came to my head was IDP camp emerged as a result of insecurity, as a result of disaster and insurgency in our country.
Still on.
Why is the government going to, I know, why do they want to scrap and shut IDP camps when the root causes have not been eliminated? Where do they want the homeless people and children to go to? You know, back to the street to become another level of disaster. Because sometimes I wonder that, are they actually listening to us? Are we thinking at all? I think that the federal government should rethink, reassess the options and the repercussion of things before they actually take such steps. More importantly for me, we always put, what will I call it now? We always put the cart before the horse in our country when it comes to policy implementation. Most times we realize that we don't make those policies and see the other side effect, you know, before we start finding solutions. So it is you know, it is worrisome, it's disturbing, it's a wrong approach. At the age and time where we are, when we are facing a lot of insurgency, I think the federal government should make adequate provision to integrate these displaced persons and look for how to bring sanity to the country, to the society. Enough is enough. There are a lot of people that should, I don't know, for lack of a better word, it seems as if they are just empowering themselves economically, and the skill-wise people, the people that are actually benefiting from the society, from what is happening when it comes to policy implementation. And I think that is really, really disturbing for me. And the reason why sometimes I ask myself, why am I still here? What's actually keeping me? Because in everything we do now, we must have a plan B. Do I have a plan B? The answer is yes, but what is keeping me? There comes a time that you all want to sit back and reflect on what is keeping you back in Nigeria, because things are really getting bad. Lola, what's your take on this?
Well, you have all said it so adequately. You want to take them off their IDP camps, and you haven't even resolved the issues that brought them there in the first place. Insecurity is still at the same place that it is. And these people are really suffering. It's just, sometimes it boggles your mind that who are the people making these policies? Do they even interact with the people down there to really see what is going on? Before you make a policy at the top, you need to interact with the ground to know what's really happening. As long as we don't do the right thing, that thing we don't want. They said one day, that adage in Yoruba that says something like, if the rich refuse to take care of the poor,
one day the poor will eat them
one day the poor will rise up and come after the rich. Push these people on the street. They will become thieves, join the bandits and the terrorists and all the named trouble causers, and we will still have a lot of trouble in our hands in Nigeria.
All right, many thanks for your submission. I think that before we wrap up the show today, I want to give you an open mic, Daniel. I want you to tell the people who are listening to us what places Access Bank ahead of other banks. Market your bank in 1 minute.
Yeah, Access Bank, number one, we have key 5 values that drives everything we do: innovation, leadership, empowered employees, customer passion for customers, and the last one, that's it. Yeah. And those are the things that drives everything we do.
Differentiates your bank from
Absolutely.
other banks.
Yeah.
All right, many thanks for that. I think we've come to the end of another edition of Real Talk with Kike, and I must say many thanks for creating time to be on this long show despite the short notice. And I must say that all your submission does as good as we came to
Thank you.
Alright, with that,
I want to be listening to you. I don't want to be blinded.
Indeed, we've had an awesome show on the show today, until we'll come your way next week. No, sorry, on Thursday. Of course, you can catch me live on Inspiration FM tomorrow, and this is where we say bye now. My name remains Kike Lomatodawa. You are
Marshall Anthony Ono, and she is
Lolo One.
Thank you.
And we have Daniel.